Welcome, everyone. It's been a minute, so thanks for your patience as I've been away here and there, taking care of just life. For those of you that haven't met me yet or joining for the first time, my name is Anna Marie, and I will be your host of this episode of Mystic Bee Spiritual Insights. As you know, we love coming together with our collective positive energy, getting insights for one another in different colors. But I want to offer a little bit of a theme tonight and tell a personal story. And it's really just about reinforcing that idea of trusting your intuition and releasing those things that no longer serve you. So, whether or not you call your intuition your inner voice, your divine guidance, the spirit of God, whatever it may be that you identify with, this instinct, this intuition, this whisper really has a way of just nudging us forward so we can continue to navigate on our journey. And hopefully, we're attentive enough to listen so we can kind of minimize the drama, we'll say, and stay or find the right path. When we listen, we have an opportunity to just create deeper meaning, have peace, joy, and clarity along the way as we continue down the road. So, personal story, real quick. When I was a teen, I wanted a Camaro. I'm sure, like many teenagers. I didn't get one until I was in my 40s, and I actually got the black and yellow Bumblebee edition, and it even had a vanity plate, Be Love. So this car meant so many things, not only, midlife crisis sort of vehicle, but it really just brought a lot of joy, freedom, adventure. And we went through a lot of things together. Um, Along the way, I wasn't meeting my day to day needs. So I had another vehicle. And so it really wasn't getting the time or attention or being driven as it once was. I had been kind of hearing this whisper and this nudge over the past year or so to really just let it go and kind of challenging myself personally. Even before my mother passed away a couple of months ago, this was in March, and I knew that I needed to release this vehicle and hopefully put it in the hands of someone that would experience the same amount of joy that I did. So I arranged everything from Carvana, and off she went to her next chapter. Oddly enough, last week, I'm going grocery shopping. I'm driving into the parking lot and I see this man standing next to a car that looks like mine. There are lots of them around town, but I just had this urge to just come a little closer. And sure enough, it was my old Camaro. So, of course, I had to stop, introduce myself to the new owner, and the best thing in the world happened. We just became fast friends, shared all kinds of stories about our love of Camaros. I was able to give him all the history on the car, and we decided that the vibes were so great, we would stay in touch. So, just as I was continuing with my grocery shopping, I see him driving away. The windows are down, the music's blaring, and I just knew in my heart that that car had gone to the right person. So, just a quick reminder, the universe really was telling me that trusting my voice really was, my inner voice really was the best thing. Releasing what's complete can open doors and make way for other blessings. So just watch for the signs that are happening in your own life. Just know when your voice is speaking to you. And just know that I feel a sense of affirmation from the universe, just knowing that my letting go allowed me to pass something on just joyous and beautiful for someone else that can really appreciate it. So I hope there's some inspiration in that. We want to shift gears now and help someone else on their journey. So I think we are going to connect with Carmen. Carmen, do I have you with me? Oh, that's all right. We'll get connected with Carmen or someone in just a moment. But at the, at the end of the day, just know these journeys that we're on, they can seem really complex. We can have moments of hesitation or reluctance to release things. Sometimes it's something as simple as a favorite sweatshirt, in my case, was a car, but it can be something much deeper and more powerful, like a friendship, a relationship. It could be saying goodbye to a home, moving on to another chapter there. So just know your intuition really is there to help you navigate these challenges and these moments, right, that are a struggle for all of us. And I think it's when we're not listening that we have more strife. We have a little bit harder time. So if you can plug in and listen to your inner voice, like I said, whether you refer to it as the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God, divine energy, your intuition, whatever it might be, it's really going to better serve you on your journey. So maybe just take some time to think about when was the last time that you were getting that intuitive call or you had that slight whisper? Was it when you met someone for the first time? Was it when you were at your job and thought you were destined for something more? Or perhaps it was driving in a city that you'd never been to before and you felt some sort of calling to stay longer or to consider maybe relocating. So I've had some interesting journeys along the way. I trust that all of you have as well. And I hope just as we share these next few minutes together, you find something meaningful in this episode and just allow your inner voice to speak to you, receive the messages that you might be intended to receive, and perhaps there's something else you can pass along with someone else. So let's try now to connect with Evelyn. Evelyn, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Evelyn. How are you, Miss New York City,
Oh,
New York?
yes.
Well, I would love to just share this time in some positive way. Evelyn, would you like to focus on a particular topic or would you like a general reading?
Uh, oh my gosh, that's such a difficult choice.
That's okay. I'll
uh,
take the I'll tell you what, I can take the decision for you if you'd like. We can start with the general reading. And
okay,
if there's a topic that comes up and we have a couple minutes, then you can just tell me which topic and we'll try to go
okay,
a little further. How's that?
okay. Great, thank you.
Perfect. um, are you a grandmother?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So just energetically, the first thing that I really get around you is family. So I'm not sure if there are some changes in the family dynamics, but I get the grandchildren. I get a lot of energy around your family. Do you have some things
Uh-huh.
happening with your kids and grandkids right now?
Uh, yes,
Okay.
there is.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
It's okay. You don't have to tell me what they are. I'm just energetically, I'm just picking up that energy first and foremost for you. So your mind, Evelyn, you might have certain questions that come up, but sometimes
uh-huh,
you'll get information, right, that you need before the information that
uh-huh.
you want. So I just want to hone in on this family topic because I feel like I
Yes,
almost feel like you're not getting enough sleep. There's something really bothering you. So, um, you may not know what advice to give, or you may not know how to be involved in some family situations because I feel like these aren't your issues. I feel like they're issues of your children or something affecting your grandchildren that you are kind of powerless. Does this make sense?
yes.
Okay. So, what I'm feeling is that there's something in this situation with your family that number one, just you have got to lean on your faith and just know they will find their way. Okay. But I feel like there's some sort of situation that is repeating itself. And I don't
Uh,
know if something, it almost feels like someone moved or relocated and now they're moving or relocating again. Is one of your children or is somebody moving?
Oh gosh, not that I know
Okay,
of,
no,
but
that's
maybe.
okay. But I feel like did one of them relocate like several years ago and that created some challenges and then it got situated?
Yes, but the two different situations. I'm trying to focus on which one it might be.
Okay. That's
In
okay.
terms of my
That's okay.
grandchildren. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm asking about the relocation that once
Mhm.
was because I feel like it's that child. Okay. So I feel like it's the child that relocated or moved before. And I feel like they may be thinking about relocating or moving again. So here's the bottom line with this, Evelyn. I feel like this is just has you out of peace. So I want you to just trust, even though they do it differently, I want you to just trust that you've done your best to impart wisdom on your children. The bond with you and your children and grandchildren is unbreakable. Okay. And you just need to give your kids some time. And I feel like it's one child in particular. And I don't know if it's a daughter, but that moved before. But just give them some time to sort through some of these challenges. Okay. Because I feel like they just have some things to sort out right now. But in the end, they'll be fine, so just lean on your faith. And I want you to not be, don't be worried and don't be discouraged if they start
Mhm.
talking about some changes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't get it, but it's okay.
Uh, Well, I'm just saying stay
It
on
makes
alert.
sense.
Yeah, stay alert
Uh-huh.
because I feel like I feel like there are some things just about the family that are going to change. And I don't know. So just furthering this, I feel like if wherever you live, I feel like the move is only it's like going back to a place that they lived when they were a child. So I don't feel like this is really long distance. It's not like it's to another country or anything like that. And I just want you to know it will all work out. So if that topic comes up, just don't worry. Um, just know it will be fine. I feel like there are some other intuitive things that you have going on. Do you do you feel like you have a really strong intuition and are you sensing that something's about to happen?
Um, yes, I feel that I have a strong intuition. I'm not sure if I'm sensing anything
Yeah,
is about to happen. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like you have a really strong intuition and you are sensing change coming, but you don't know what the change is. And again, I have to tell you, it just feels like it just feels like the biggest change is around children and grandchildren. So I also feel like you will be present if you have not already, I feel like you will be presented with a proposal or an opportunity. I don't know how close you are with your kids, but um is it conceivable that you might ever move in with one of your children?
No, I have my
Okay.
own house. One of my children
Okay.
lives with me.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Then it because it feels like it's a proposal around the living situation. So if one of your children lives with you now, um, it may be that that is part of the proposal or an idea about moving on or moving out. Because I feel like there's some sort of conversation that is presented to you about the living situation, about you living with one of your kids.
Uh-huh.
Um, why don't we pick one other topic just in the last minute or two, before we wrap this up and let me know, if you have a different topic, but I feel like there's is there a finance concern of yours also?
Yeah, there is finance, but I think maybe this other topic might put everything together. And it basically has to do with my last two grandchildren, the twin girls, but I haven't seen them for 2 years.
Okay, okay.
And I'm
So
just wondering
and they
about
live out of
them.
the do they live
out of
outside of
state.
your area? Do they live
Yes.
outside of
They,
your area? Okay. So
yes.
is this the child that moved before that I was talking about, someone that moved years ago?
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm trying to, as you're talking, I'm trying to put everything together.
Yeah.
That
No, no,
child
no.
moved out of state, but he came back,
But
but then he passed away.
okay. So I feel like the child that moved years ago, right, is going to, I feel like, move again. And remember, I said that I feel like they are moving back to where they were raised or where they lived as a child. So if that's where you are now, don't be surprised if they come back and live closer to you. But I just the strongest message that I have here is that this child, and I feel like it's a daughter that's struggling. Am I right? Is that it's your daughter?
No, that was my son, but he passed away.
So it's a daughter-in-law.
My daughter-in-law lives out of state with the twin
Okay.
girls,
Okay.
but she
Yes.
never lived
So
with me.
okay. No, yeah, this isn't about the living with you. And I'll just try to connect some dots so we can move on. So I believe the issues that are bothering you the most right now relate to family, the child that moved away, right? And I do feel the female energy and the concern for the grandchildren. I feel like they are contemplating a move again. Okay. So I'm sorry to hear about your son. I can't imagine what you've gone through with that,
Okay,
but don't be
okay,
surprised if your daughter-in-law comes back closer to your area. The point being, just lean on your faith, give her time to work through these changes, and just know things will work out. But I do feel like finances are also something on your end. I think you will have the money. I feel like there's some investments or something that you want to do with money. The money will be there to create the stability and make the changes that you've been contemplating. But I just want you to know the family energy that I feel like peace comes. I feel like it's going to take several months, but I feel like you could see them before the end of the year.
great. Thank you.
Okay. I want to wish
Okay,
you the absolute best, Evelyn.
thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for calling in. We hope you join again next week.
Okay, be blessed. Bye bye.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, I think we have Doug from Edson,
Hello.
Alberta. Hi, Doug. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Would you like a general reading, or is there a particular topic that you would like me to try to focus on?
A topic. I have something in mind.
Okay, you tell me the topic, and but don't tell me too many details because we love when we can do this organically. So what kind of topic would you like to explore?
It is. I do missing persons. I
Okay,
hunt for missing persons. I'm
okay,
intuitive,
okay,
and I believe I've solved 3 or 4 cases, but um,
amazing.
our local police won't listen to me because they think I'm kook,
Okay,
and most of it, not all of it, is with mediumship, but some of it is deductions. Life
okay.
experiences, and I just want to know. I would like to know if you can see that. Am I correct in my next advances on a particular 2 particular cases?
On a particular case.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, So there's a couple things I feel like, and I know we don't have all the time to dive into these things that we like, Doug, but first and foremost, I want you to know just energetically, I believe that you are coming from a very compassionate and loving place. And I feel like there's a connection more to youth, like teenagers and youth that goes missing, not just adults. So if you ever feel that lean, that's kind of what I'm getting from you. I also feel your uncertainty right now, but I want you to just keep doing what you're doing and don't get frustrated, right? The information will come, but just don't allow yourself, don't allow your ego, right, to interfere with your work. Okay. Um, so as far as what's right, so I'm not feeling inclined to say, yes, you're right, no, you're not right, but I'm going to give you some details that I'm getting. I feel like there was um, and this is to try to confirm if it is helpful. So I feel like the energy around whatever you're working on, it feels like, so I feel tragedy. Okay. So whatever this encounter is, I feel accident, tragedy, something sort of horrific is the underlying in the story. But I see fields, meadows, woods. Does any of this help you? Um,
In both cases, yeah, exactly the same.
okay. So if that's confirmation for you, I don't know if that's helped, but I feel like there's a left, which is this tragedy, this impact, and I don't want to go into details, but it feels like it's something pretty horrific. And it does feel like it leads to the passing of someone. And then on the other hand, I feel just that I feel I don't want to say cornfields, but I feel like wheat fields, farmland sort of area. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So do you feel like that was giving you the confirmation you were looking for on whether or not you were right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Okay.
the one case is a very old case, and the other one's only about 15 years old.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm just going to say good for you for offering your skills and intuition. Just, we all have ego, and I think whatever you can do, it shouldn't be whether you're right or wrong. I know you're contributing to the best outcomes and closure for families and people. And we've got lots of analytical folks out there that are not always going to tune in, right, the way you do. So just move your ego and your own motivations out of the way and just continue to share your work. And one way or another, it will come to pass, however it is meant to. I feel like I want to say something else about a partner. So I don't know if you do this with someone, but I feel like you should be doing this with a companion, your companion, a companion. Do you do this alone or do you have someone that you're working
I
with?
I do I do this alone.
Okay. I feel like there's a companion for you that and I can't say how romantic, right, it becomes or if that's even appropriate for your life, but I feel the energy and the partnership of a meeting of the minds, someone that is in the trenches with you that understands your perspective. So I don't know if you've thought about, maybe looking into some other organizations where you can team up with some other people. I think you would feel more encouraged and uplifted working and surrounding yourself with people that can appreciate your gift.
Well, I did try that many years ago with the girl, and
Okay.
we were doing great, and all of a sudden she vanished.
Okay. Well, sounds like you got another
And
missing persons case.
and the town that she lived in said that she never lived there.
Oh,
They never knew
interesting.
her.
Well, I'm going to
So either
encourage you.
that or
Yeah, I want to encourage you, Doug. Just, the world has evolved so much, and there's all these forums and platforms and Facebook groups and all that. I really want to encourage you to reach out because I think that there's a partner, a companion, but first and foremost, I think there's some other groups of people that would support and welcome your assistance. Because
yeah.
does that help?
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Okay.
It
Okay.
gives me a better look on things.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to wish you the best, Doug. Keep doing your great work. I believe in you, and I hope you got some of the affirmation that you were looking for as far as what your intuition is telling you. And I will just say, I will just say prayers for the work along the way because I'm sure it's often challenging. But reach out to some groups, see what you stir up, and feel free to reach back and just let us know if you've gotten connected with some other folks.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you. It's nice speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye
All
bye.
right. Take care. What a fascinating journey. Well, for all of you that joined me tonight, I just want to say thank you again for your patience. I've had some up and down times over the last few months. Some of you may know that my mom passed away. So sometimes I feel really strong, other times I feel completely overwhelmed. But just know we're in this together. I hope you received something meaningful with our time tonight. If you didn't happen to get a reading, or feel like there's more that you want to dive into, feel free to just reach out with any one of the great psychics on the network. You can connect with me on my Mystic Bee Facebook page. You can book one-on-one sessions there, or you can also reach out to my mystic-bee.com website. And just remember that your intuition, the spirit of God, your inner voice, they are always guiding you. Just trust the nudge, trust the whisper, and just remember it's all about creating space for your peace, your alignment, your journey, and it opens the doorway for more blessings. So until next time, please stay open, stay encouraged, stay in your magic, and know we'll be here next week.